In March 2017, Diane Rwigara publicly declared her intention to contest in Rwanda's August presidential elections as the first and only female independent candidate. However, after she failed to provide the required number of signatures, electoral authorities disbarred her from the presidential race. The 35-year-old businesswoman and women's rights activist from Kigali is the daughter of Asinapo Rwigara, who was killed in a fatal car accident in February 2015 under controversial circumstances. He was a wealthy businessman and a key financial backer of Rwanda's ruling party, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, during the 90s. After the death of her father, Diane Rwigara distanced herself from RPF, as she believes his death was an assassination. Many speculate he was murdered because he refused to be dispossessed of his properties in Kigali, but police reject these allegations and say the cause was a road accident. Approximately 72 hours after Diane Rwigara announced that she would seek to challenge President Paul Kagame for the next presidential seat, nude photos of her were leaked all over the internet in an apparent attempt to sabotage her campaign. However, this young, ambitious woman didn't allow this bump in the road to stop her from running the race. She showed no signs of backing down from the elections and continued to speak out about the alleged injustice and oppression under President Paul Kagame's regime.
I will be tackling poverty. I will be tackling injustice. I'll be tackling security. In the last 23 years, RPF has been in power. They have not been able not only to eradicate poverty, but even to give Rwandans the minimum. Most Rwandans are dying of hunger. They have nowhere to live. We all know here, everybody here who is Rwandese knows people who have disappeared or who have been killed. And the perpetrators of those crimes have never been brought to justice. And if we say that we live in a country that is peaceful, there's no way there are people being killed and others disappearing and others fleeing the country. The only people who are given a voice are the people praising the regime. There's nothing wrong with speaking well of our government, but there's another section of Rwandans that need their views and expressions to be heard and considered. So it's not because I am daring to talk that there is freedom of expression in Rwanda. No, there's none.
On July 7th, the National Electoral Commission released the final list of presidential candidates and permitted Frank Habineza from the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda and independent presidential candidate Philippe Mpayimana to run against the President Paul Kagame in the elections.
Je n'ai aucune alliance.
I don't have any alliances with the regime in place, and the fact that they have dared to accept me says that they are ready to listen to me and to allow a discussion between a citizen and citizens.
We will not question our capability to win. We know that many people are tired of the same government for the last 23 years, but they don't say it because there has been a climate of fear for a long time. People have been fearing to speak out their mind. So you find people singing, oh, we love you, but sometimes it's the other way around. So we think that people want to have a peaceful change.
Diane Rwigara and two other independent candidates were ruled out because they didn't succeed in collecting 600 signatures from citizens around the country. Gilbert Mwanendata is one of the candidates who wasn't granted the opportunity to progress onto the next stage of the presidential elections.
What I was doing, I was contributing to democracy in my country, so it was something I was really convinced about. But despite all the efforts we made, now I would say that, of course, there is something that could be a disappointment. Even the process gives you signs that can show you what the end result might be. So I would say that even the commission there, when you talk to them, you do not see the transparency you would expect.
Diane Rwigara has redirected most of her focus towards rights activism, with the creation of the People's Salvation Movement. The movement has been described as an anti-Kagame campaign, and according to Diane Rwigara, it was formed to make Rwandans more aware of their human rights, regardless of what party they belong to. Rwanda's presidential election campaigns officially kicked off on July 14th. Frank Habineza and Philippe Payemana held low-key rallies in the southwestern and eastern regions of the country, whereas President Paul Kagame held a huge rally in Ruango, in front of thousands of Rwanda Patriotic Front supporters in the southern province. Elections will be held on August 4th in Rwanda, in which he is expected to win a third term.